The wonderful thing about the work we do is if somebody's happy with what you do, it really makes a difference.
You started with a salon in Mumbai in 1998, and since then you've sort of pretty much redefined how urban Indians think about hair, how they think about their looks. Is this something you always wanted to do?
Well, I don't know if I can take the credit for it all.
Please take it.
I think I have an amazing team who've helped me reach there, so that's part of the story. But yes, it was what I set out to do, very much. I came with an idea. Well, Osh and I had an idea, my brother, who sort of pushed me to start a business because I was quite happy being just creative and working a few days a month and doing like really creative work and not thinking about the business side of life or even the longevity of my career. I hadn't really thought about it. So Osh is really responsible for having pushed me towards thinking about a business. My goal was to create an army of kick-ass hairdressers in India, and I see that there are people all over India. They may not even be working for me, but there is some great talent in this country.
You were born and raised in the UK, you were trained in the UK. How hard was it to come to India and start a business?
You know, when I first arrived here, nobody liked my work.
Was it too edgy?
Everybody just said it's too Western, which is like quite a diplomatic way of saying we don't like your work. I was working a little bit with a salon. I met some interesting people in the business, started working a little bit on shows and got to know a few people in the sort of advertising world. One of those people was Rafiq Syed, who instantly liked my work and gave me my first opportunity to do a shoot. Subsequently, we worked together for many, many years, and still today we work together. But Rafiq was the one who gave me the first opportunity. He was the first person to say, okay, this girl may have something, and we'll try her out.
But did you sort of struggle with the actual setting up of a business? Because that's a whole different thing from working as a freelance person.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's very much where Osh comes in. I'm totally on the creative side, and that is something that Osh and I shook hands on when he said, Odd, I would love to do a business of our own. I've said for years that he's cashed in on my talent, and this was how we went forward.
And it's worked like that ever since?
Well, very soon, Arvan Contractor came on board with us, and she is a phenomenal blend of the two. She's extremely creative and extremely gifted, and yet she has a very good sense of business. Setting up business here, I think in India is not only did we have this problem of logistics, but we also had a language problem. We didn't speak Hindi, so we learned that along the way with carpenters making our salons and taxi drives around the city.
We're all in our jobs for the one thing. What are you in it for?
I'm in it to make people smile. I think the wonderful thing about the work we do is if somebody's happy with what you do, it really makes a difference. Hairdressing is something that I feel is my art. I feel that this is a way for me to express myself. And what I think over the years I've come to enjoy most is the fact that I can share that knowledge with other people who have equal passion to me, the team that I surround myself with. It's a good feeling. Yeah.
You've also done more than 50 feature films, starting, of course, with the iconic Dil Chahta Hai, which, again, was an absolute game changer in how we looked at hair in cinema. What is the pleasure, what is the satisfaction for you to work with cinema?
So I have a slightly different take on it. Arvan is the one in our team who's extremely passionate about film. I think she understands the process of filmmaking very well. And before she came to work with us, she did work in that realm. For me, what it gave at the time we did Dil Chahta Hai was a platform to showcase the kind of work that we were into at that time. It was an accidental platform because I don't think anybody ever really set out to say, here we are, like this is what we do, and isn't it cool? It just kind of happened. It was a nice bunch of like-minded people working together to create a modern film, a very real film.
The amazing thing is that you've had this passion since you were a teenager.
That's right.
How have you sustained it over all these years?
I believe that one of the things that keeps me ticking is the fact that I have young people, a team of young people working with me. There's constantly new people coming into the business. It's constantly evolving as fast as fashion evolves and changes. I'm a very, very good motivator. I'm not so great at finishing. So I need help.
The young kids you surround yourself with, they help you with that?
It's more the people who are not as creatively minded. I've learned over the years, I think, that it's good to pick people to work with or to hire people who have a different skill set to you.
So they complement.
They complement, yeah.
Is it true, Art, that you actually climbed Mount Everest for your 50th birthday?
I had this ambition to do something big for my 50th birthday. Then Nitya Mehra came up to me and she said, I have this friend and he's extremely experienced in hiking and expeditions, and he has got 2 places left on his Mount Everest climb. So I kind of went, okay, let's do that. I'm not an experienced trekker. I'm into sport a lot, so I'm reasonably fit. So then we took the call to do this. It was great because Nitya was coming along with me. Then we started training for 3 months. In hindsight, I wished we had trained for a lot longer. It was a fantastic experience. I never ever thought I would make it, but I think the biggest disappointment for me was the fact that we'd reached the last camp, and I had been suffering from very, very severe headaches. So we set out from the last camp before base camp. It was a 2-hour trek, and we've been told very categorically that there's this storm happening. So unless you make it there in 2 hours, don't go. Like, don't do it. And I was really, really worn down. I made it about halfway. I could see the base camp from where I was, but I didn't touch it.
Aww.
I went all that way and I didn't actually touch the base camp, but I feel like I did.
And what is the larger vision for BBlunt?
Definitely growth. We've worked for the last couple of years quite strongly in our franchise vertical. I think our salons and our team is a constant work for us, creating new looks, creating new films, creating new projects, and I'm always looking, honestly, for something a little bit more to do. Over the last couple of years, I personally have worked a little bit more on trying to give back. I don't want to sound cliched when I say that, but I like working with children and I've started playing football.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so that's quite nice. I like doing something to keep fit, and I get bored quite easily. So I've done like lots of yoga, I've done my horse riding, I've done my hiking, and now I'm trying my hand at football, trying my foot at football.
Good for you, Art. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.